We are so lucky to have you.
Oh, I'm happy to be here.
Oh, this is exciting. I know this is a very exciting time for you.
Oh, can you tell?
Can you take me through the full story and how you became such a Chiefs fan?
Well, got real used to getting beat by this guy over here in Arrowhead and Mile High a few times. No, I've been a Chiefs fan since I was a kid. I had season tickets as a kid, and just a passion of mine for my whole life being a Chiefs fan. And I never knew for sure we would get here, but I'm happy we're here now.
What I appreciate about you is you're not just the typical crazed super fan. You really know your history. You know your stuff. You're plugged in. You've become almost like a Chiefs insider. Is that fair to say?
I think I could tell you I'm a little bit of an insider. Yeah. I know stuff.
So you are fairly close with Brett Veach, the GM that Andy Reid obviously brought with him from Philly. And Andy made a big, bold statement on opening Monday night coverage on NFL Network. And he just volunteered live national TV that Brett Veach decided before the Mahomes draft that the player he was watching was the greatest player he has ever seen. And I thought that was a huge mouthful. Were you inside with that?
Not then.
Yeah.
Afterwards, a little bit. But, you know, what I would say to that is, you know, he was an area scout in his career. He didn't cover a lot of guys that you might say were some of the greatest, like you said, Cam Newtons or Andrew Luck. But he wasn't in their area. He was on Patrick Mahomes. And I know for a fact that Brett Veach has been on Patrick Mahomes from the very, 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 very beginning. And he put it out there. And I think he 100% was right. He fought and fought and fought to go get Patrick Mahomes.
So tell us from what you hear from Andy Reid. And by the way, you do a great Randy Reid. You look just like him.
Thank you, thank you.
Give us the insight on just how much Andy loves this kid.
Well, I think more than I can say about Andy, how much Andy loves this kid, the city loves this kid.
Right.
I think the NFL loves this kid. He's great for football. He's a good guy. He's a great leader. But, you know, look at him on the sidelines. I mean, just how he's invigorated that sideline with Coach Reid and how Coach Reid, you know, has a history with quarterbacks. And I think he's just given Andy Reid hopefully 10 more years, 20 more years in the NFL. I have no idea, but they love him. I mean, he's a competitor. Like he wants to be perfect all the time. And there's a story I had heard where, you know, that Patrick threw a touchdown pass, scored a touchdown, Travis Kelce. But he threw, or no, he didn't throw it to Travis Kelce. He threw it to somebody else. And he came on the sideline and said, "You didn't hit Kelce. That you were supposed to hit Kelce." He goes, "Call the play again." They called the play again. Next time down, threw it to Kelce. Said, "Told you." And I think that's when everybody was realizing these guys are, they're in the same wheelhouse.
How fun is it to watch this offense? Because in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you were a defensive football team. You guys were running the football with Christian Okoye. I remember rest his soul, Joe Delaney. You were running. I mean, you're a run-based team, and you played outstanding defense. Derek Thomas, Neil Smith. You had those guys. Now, all of a sudden, you're an offensive-based football team. How fun is it watching you guys score 30, 40, 50 points in the game?
I never knew how this would feel. I mean, honestly, I'm used to Derek Thomas and Neil Smith coming around the end, Dan Saliamua coming up the middle, pressuring the quarterback, getting the strip sack, and, you know, Albert Lewis and all those guys in the back, blocking kicks, all that. So I never knew what this would feel like.
Right.
I got to say I love it. It feels real good.
You like this out there?
Yeah, I like this. You know, but what I've said, man, and you are in this, like, as Kansas City fans, we're used to the Broncos going down the field and beating us in the last 2 minutes with John Elway, right? With Peyton Manning, whomever. Now I tell Kansas City fans, we got that guy.
Right.
We're that team. We're the team that can come back and beat anybody at any given play. And that's the thing that has to change in all of our minds as fans and in the city.
So my take on what you just said, because I have to sit across from that guy talking about Patrick Mahomes every day, is that the pressure is mounting to an extraordinary level on this kid this week. It feels like a coronation. It feels like the world is waiting for him to break through and win like a foregone conclusion.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't feel that way, and I don't think that's the pressure that the team is putting on him. Because what I've said in interviews before, it feels different. Back 4 years ago, when it was 21 to 14, I didn't feel like we necessarily had a chance. And when we lost games, it felt like, well, who knows when we're going to ever be able to regroup and be in that game again. Losses do not feel the same. And that's the thing I would tell Patrick Mahomes right now. Go out there and play. We're going to be back here. This isn't all the pressure on you right now. You can't feel that. You have to go out and be yourself and play the game. And you're supposed to be here. You've got the talent and skills to be here. Do what you do in this moment. Those guys on the other side of the field, they're scholarship athletes too, man. They're a professional team. They're here to beat us. But you got to do what you do, and if you don't get it done this time, we'll be back next year.
Man, Eric, you're just really running away with this where you say you're going to be back here multiple times. It's hard to get back here.
Absolutely it is. I'm not saying we're going to be back here, but we have the chance now. We did not have that infrastructure and the blueprint of success that we have now with Andy Reid, with Brett Veach, with Patrick Mahomes, and the idea that people want to come, you know, guys that are finishing up their contracts or their years or whatever, now free agents, who doesn't want to come play for Patrick Mahomes? So we're a team that we've never been before, where we have a lot of things, cylinders firing on different avenues.
Okay, give us one concern that you have for Sunday. As a fan, I know deep down, because I know when I'm rooting for my Dallas Cowboys, there's always something sticking in my craw, like, uh-oh, if that happens, I'm in trouble. What's the uh-oh for Sunday?
Well, the uh-oh happened 2 weeks ago, where we let the 3 weeks ago, where we let the Texans get up on us. That's an uh-oh. We can't do that for a third week in a row.
Right.
We cannot do that.
Especially to that team.
No, but we said that against the Titans. We said if we let the Tennessee Titans get up on us, they got Derrick Henry that's going to run it down our throat. And we came back from that. Hear me out. I do not want to get used to believing in coming back from deficits. What scares me is their front line. I mean, their defensive line is no joke, man. And D Ford's out to prove something. You know, I think he got a bum rap. I mean, yeah, he lined up off sides, but we shouldn't have been in the position where that mattered. You know, you got to outplay penalties, you got to outplay all that stuff. So he lined up off sides, made a mistake. So I think Kansas City nailed him for that. And I think he wants to prove something. I think he wants to get to Patrick. But Fish and Schwartz, we're good.
They got a nickname. Fish and Schwartz.
Oh, I like it.
Left tackle, right tackle.
Yeah. Fish and Schwartz, they got it. I mean, I love my chances with Mitchell Schwartz at right tackle against Bosa.
Wow.
Do you?
I do.
Nick, are you listening?
Yeah.
Yes, he's listening.
Yeah,
He just
he's
said he's
listening.
listening.
Look, again, great matchup. What I love about this matchup is it's not a lot of trash talk between the teams. It's good football talk, right?
The best of the best.
It has been almost to a fault too good.
Yeah.
No trash talk except for Frank Clark taking a shot at D Ford.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
right.
but a little bit of that's good, right? A little bit of that. We want that fire in the locker room. We want to put our A's on the line, if you will, you know, and be held accountable. And that may be how he motivates himself. I don't know. Different people do different
when
things.
I'm rooting for my team to a fault, I got jinx ideas, I got good luck charms, I got all these things going on. Do you have any of that operating when you're watching your team?
You know, I told my girlfriend on my way down here when we landed, I said, there's a part of me that wish I wouldn't have come. Because
But don't you want to see this? Don't you?
I do want to see it, but then I think about what happens if the, you know, bad goes.
There it goes.
If it goes bad, I'd like to be home alone crying.
Were you at the AFC Championship game?
I was at the AFC Championship.
Okay, then they won.
Yeah, we did.
You
still
made the
bragging,
divisional
right?
round.
I was at the divisional round.
They won.
That's right.
You good.
I'm good.
No, you
He
have
was
to be
at home, his home at home, which is that stadium.
Yeah, that is my home. I love it. I love it there.
How incredible is it there?
It's great. Chiefs fan. I mean, look, you guys are all great fans. Everybody's got great fans. Where are my Chiefs fans at? All two of them. All two. Where else? All right. Well, we got great fans, and what makes that stadium so great is it's a destination. You got to wake up, you got to go there, and you got to park.
Yep.
You know, and you tailgate.
Tailgate.
You know how it is
Yep.
when you pull in there. It smells so good. But I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the city, and that's what I got to tell Clark Hunt. It's like I never got to meet Lamar, but look what this is. Like, look what he built. This is the city's football team, and I'm just so proud that we're here and happy that we're here.
The one thing I have going, the one reason I like the Chiefs, I knew Lamar Hunt very well.
Great
Very
guy.
close with him. All-time greatest owner I was ever around. I love Jerry Jones. Jerry's got his issues. Lamar's just pure good man. And he named this game. He named it the Super Bowl. So for your sake and for that, his memory, that would be cool.
What are your worries? Put Shannon Sharp's worry in my head
He
so
has
I can.
none.
Oh yeah, their ability to run the football. I don't think you guys are stout against the run. I think the thing is with Derrick Henry, you stop Derrick Henry because you know he was going to hand it to him or run it to him, or hand it to him or toss it to him. Kyle Shanahan is going to line up in so many different formations. So many different guys are going to have an opportunity to run the football. I just don't know if you guys are going to be able to hold up for 4 quarters because that's how you're going to neutralize Patrick Mahomes. I believe that he's still, even though that pass rush, that front four is relentless, I still believe that he'll get an opportunity to make plays. The best way to neutralize him is to keep him on the sideline, and the best way to do that is to run the football.
What do you think about the Kyle Shanahan, Andy Reid matchup, though? Because Andy Reid's got to be thinking what you're thinking, so Andy Reid's got a little something in his little basket of tricks for that.
Well, look, what got us? Look, you're not going to win the game running the football. Patrick Mahomes has to be great.
Yeah.
There's no other way around. See, Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't have to be great in order for them to win. Patrick Mahomes has to be great. You're not winning with Williams is not going to run the ball for 150 yards. Your defense is not going to get 5 takeaways and shut. That's not how it's going to happen. Patrick Mahomes is going to have to be, I believe he's on a pace to be historically great. He will have to be that in order for them to win.
Well, and this is where we're glad that the guy that has to be great is great.
Yeah. I mean,
because it'd be different if I had to be great in this game.
Yeah, I mean, if we was asking Dak Prescott to be this, I mean, I'm sorry. That's